საშინაო სკოლის გაკვეთილებს წარმოგიდგენთ კომპანია Silknet.
Hello, today we shall speak about deep sea exploration. Let's open Pupil's book at page 102 and look at the pictures. On previous lesson, we talked about deep sea animals. We learned about eels, squids, jellyfish, and different animals and different strange creatures under the sea. Today we'll read about what happens on the bottom of the ocean. Do you know that the bottom of the ocean consists of three parts? It has different parts. It has plain, it has trench, and it has slope. სანამ დავიწყებდე გავაგრძელებდე საუბარს, მოკლედ გეტყვით, დღეს ვისაუბრებთ ოკეანის ფსკერის შესახებ. გახსოვთ ალბათ, რომ წინა გაკვეთილზე ვისაუბრეთ ოკეანის ზღვის ცხოველების შესახებ და იმ უცნაური ქმნილებების შესახებ, რომელიც წყალში ცხოვრობს. დღეს ვისაუბრებთ ოკეანის ფსკერზე, ის შედგება სამი სხვადასხვა ნაწილისგან, ეს არის დაქანებული ნაწილი ფერდობივით, არის თხრილი და არის ვაკე ადგილი. Do you know that the sunlight goes down the water only below 100 meters and plants can live 100 meters below the water? But below the 150 meters, there are no plants at all. Why? Because sunlight doesn't go through 100 meters below the water. იცით ალბათ, რომ მზის სხივი მხოლოდ 100 მეტრზე ჩადის წყალში და იქ ცხოვრობენ ცოცხლობს მხოლოდ წყალმცენარეები. 150 მეტრის ქვეშ კი უკვე მზის სხივი აღარ ხვდება და შესაბამისად წყალმცენარეებს აღარ შეუძლიათ სიცოცხლე და მხოლოდ ცხოველები ცხოვრობენ. Below the 300 meters there are total darkness. But animals can still live down there. 300 მეტრის ქვეშ კი მხოლოდ არის სრული სიბნელე, მაგრამ ცხოველებს მაინც შეუძლიათ იქ სიცოცხლე. Probably you know that the water is very heavy, and it's so heavy that it can crush the body. So it's very difficult to explore the ocean floor. That's why scientists have special vehicles, so-called submersible, and with the help of this vehicle, the submersible, they go down under the water and explore the water floor, the ocean floor. იცით ალბათ, რომ წყალი თავისთავად არის ძალიან მძიმე. წყალს შეუძლია, წყლის სიმძიმე შეუძლია ადამიანი მოკლას და გაჭრიტოს. ამიტომ მეცნიერებმა გამოიგონეს სპეციალური ხელსაწყო, წყალქვეშა გემი, რომლის საშუალებითაც ისინი ჩადიან ოკეანის ფსკერზე და იკვლევენ ოკეანის ფსკერს. There are very interesting different animals. And before I talk about animals, I want to tell some words about the darkness. I told that it's total darkness under the water, so it's very hard to see anything. That's why in the submersible there is light. They light up inside and they can see everything outside. გითხარით უკვე რომ იქ არის სრული სიბნელე, ამიტომ ისინი ანთებენ სინათლეს ამ წყალქვეშა გემში და მათ შეუძლიათ დაინახონ გარეთ რა ხდება. Close to the ocean floor, there is a very interesting place where the hot water escapes into the oceans, and it's called chimneys, and animals like to live close to the chimneys. It can grow by 6 meters in a year. არსებობს ესეთი ცხელი წყლის საკვამურების სახე, საიდანაც გამოდის ცხელი წყალი და ორთქლი ამოდის საკვამურივით. 6 მეტრზე შეიძლება გაიზარდოს წლის განმავლობაში ეს საკვამურები. I forgot to tell you that under the water there are mountains also. Like we have mountains on the land. წყლის ქვეშ ასევე გვხვდება მთები, ისევე როგორც ჩვენ ვხედავთ მთებს ხმელეთზე. And at the same time, the trenches can go deep down 11,000 meters. ასევე აი ეს თხრილები, რომელიც მე აღნიშნე, შეიძლება 11,000 მეტრის სიღრმეს იყოს ერთი თხრილი. The deepest trench. Scientists think what to do to make the work easier because of course it takes very long to go and explore the ocean floor, to go down 400,000 meters in a submersible. That's a long journey. So they think about having a robot that would be able to make records and at the same time take pictures and explore the floor, and people would be able to see it on the computer, of course, and control it well with the help of from the computer. მეცნიერები ფიქრობენ, რომ გამოიგონონ რამე ახალი რობოტის მსგავსი, რომელიც აი ამ წყალქვეშა გემის მაგივრად ისჩავა ოკეანის ფსკერზე, რადგანაც წყალქვეშა გემით როდესაც ჩადიან, დაახლოებით 4000 მეტრზე რო ჩავიდნენ, ჭირდებათ ძალიან დიდი დრო. ამისთვის კარგი იქნება თუ რობოტი გააკეთებს ამას ადამიანების ნაცვლად და თან მოახერხებს ჩაწერას და სურათის გადაღებას. მეცნიერები კი კომპიუტერის საშუალებით შეძლებენ რომ დააკვირდნენ ყოველივე ამას. That's how it is deep down under the water in the ocean, on the ocean floor. And before we listen to audio CD, you can look at the pictures. You see, as I've told you, this is so-called submersible. შეგიძლიათ დააკვირდეთ სურათებს თქვენ წიგნში. First of all, this is ocean floor. ეს არის ოკეანის ფსკერი. აი ხედავთ ალბათ რომ it's slope, mountains, trench and cliff. Then you can see submersible, so-called, and you can see people inside it. It's light up. And this is so-called chimneys, and this is very strange worm. It's called tube worm, and it has shell. I said it's matrici. Asavit romosac აქვს ძალიან მკვრივი ნაჭუჭი. And it doesn't have stomach and it doesn't have mouth, but it can still eat. Arts piri აქვს, arts kuchi აქვს, მაგრამ მაინც შეუძლია ჭამა. So it's very interesting. Now let's go through the words and see what words we will come across when we read the text. First of all, the word anchor. Anchor means a heavy piece of metal that is lowered to the bottom of the ocean. Anchor, khuza. Read, the bottom of worm is an anchor that holds a worm onto the chimney. It's called here. Აქ შეგხვდებათ ეს სიტყვა, აი აქ არის საუბარი, რომ აი ამ ადგილს ქვია სწორედ anchor, ხუზა, რომელიც არის მძიმე და ამაგრებს მას აი ამ საკვამურთან ცხელი წყლის, საიდანაც გამოედინება ორთქლი და ცხელი წყალი. Avoid means that's tricky. I avoid running. You will hear this word when you do your conversational grammar and conversation, when you do your grammar dialogue. The chimney is a pipe in a building for smoke from a fire to go out. Gradually, the tiny pieces build a tall chimney, and you can see the picture in your. Look at it. This is so-called chimney. That is sakwamuri. Then crush means to hit someone so hard that it breaks or damages. The weight of the water can crush the man, we read. Then diamond, you will hear this word in the story when you listen Diamond Quest. Am sitqvas moisment, rodesats movisment ambavs brilliantis dziebis შესახებ. Look forward, it's a phrase word which means to be excited about something that's going to happen or going to do. What are you looking forward to doing? You'll hear this word in conversation. Then octopus, it's the creature with 8 legs. There are crabs, octopuses, and shellfish close to chimney. Plain, it means low, flat surface of the land. We see that much of the ocean floor is plain. Plume is another word for wing, feather. It's again about tube worm. It says that tube worm has a plume. Then quest means search, to look for something. Diamond Quest is the title of the story that you will listen. Brilliantis ძებნა, ეს არის სათაური ამბის, რომელსაც თქვენ მოისმენთ მესამე გაკვეთილზე. Record or record means to write down something, to use it in future. It says scientists try to try to design the robot that would be able to make records and take pictures. Slope is another word for piece of ground that is higher at the end and then lowers. The part of the ocean floor is slope, we read. Then stomach, a tube worm has no stomach, and no mouth. Submersible is vehicle that travels under the water. One way to explore the deep ocean is to go down in a submersible. The survey means to ask questions to find out someone's opinion. This word you will hear in grammar conversation again. I'm doing a survey. Tease is when you do something, when you laugh at someone or when you do something to irritate someone. I'm just teasing you. Again, this word is in conversational grammar, in conversation. Tricky, that's the same word, the same you will hear in conversation in grammar. It means to be, to do something in order to deceive, or something you do to surprise someone or to deceive someone. And worm is long, thin creature with no bones and no legs. And tube worm is the strange creature that you will hear and read in your text and hear on audio CD. Now let's listen to audio CD and then we will go on do our comprehension vocabulary exercises.
The land under the oceans. Light from the sun helps plants to grow underwater. Sunlight can go down through water to about 100 meters. In the water near beaches, there are many plants and animals. Below 150 meters, there are no plants, only animals. At 300 meters, it is already quite dark and the water is very cold.
Beach, shelf, slope, mountain, plain, cliff, trench. The world's oceans are about 3,000 meters deep.
Out in the oceans, there are mountains under the water, just like there are mountains on land. In some parts of the ocean, there are deep trenches. The deepest trench goes down 11,000 meters. Much of the ocean floor is a plain. It continues for thousands of kilometers, but there are few animals there. It is difficult to explore the deep ocean. Water is heavy. If a diver was in water 900 meters deep, the weight of the water above him would crush his body. One way to explore the deep ocean is to go down in a submersible. Deeper than 1,000 meters, there is no sunlight at all. The submersible has light so the people inside can see what is outside. We can look at pictures of the animals that live in the deep ocean because they are lit up by the machine. If the lights were not on, there would be complete darkness.
This submersible can go down to 4,000 meters.
With a submersible, scientists can look at chimneys. Very hot water escapes into the ocean from below the ocean floor. It is so hot that it looks like smoke from a fire. It has tiny bits of rock in it. Gradually, the tiny pieces build a tall chimney.
A chimney can grow by 6 meters in a year.
Many animals like living near these chimneys. There are crabs, octopuses and shellfish, but one of the strangest is the tube worm.
Plume, takes in food. Tube, a hard shell that protects the worm. Anchor, holds the worm onto the chimney. Tube worms can grow to 2.4 meters tall.
A tube worm has no mouth or stomach. It takes food from the water through the top of its body. The top of a tube worm looks like a red feather. It is called a plume, which is another word for a feather. The worm is protected by its tube, which is a hard shell. The bottom of the worm is an anchor that holds the worm onto the chimney. It takes a long time to go down to 4,000 meters in a submersible, and the journey is not comfortable. Scientists are looking for other ways of exploring the ocean floor. Robot machines can go deeper. They do not carry people, but they can record a lot of information about the ocean, and they can take pictures. One day it may be possible to explore the oceans on a computer screen.
Robot machines are operated from a ship.
Okay, so you've listened to Audio CD, and now let's open Pupils Book at page 104. You see comprehension and vocabulary. Activity 1 says underline the correct answer. Sunlight can go down through water. How far can it go down? 100 meters? Of course. The deepest trench goes down, remember I told you, 11,000 meters. There is no sunlight at all deeper than how many meters? It says 300 meters. Below 300 meters, there is total darkness, no sunlight at all. Animals at 3,000 meters live in darkness, of course. In a year, a chimney can grow by, if you don't remember, you can always turn page back and look at the picture, right? The caption says here, the caption says it says 6 meters. So you may confuse some figures and numbers, so you can always go back and check with the text, right? შეიძლება არ გახსოვდეთ რაღაცა ციფრი, რაღაც რიცხვი, რაღაცა სიზუსტე, რამდენ მეტრზე იზრდება, რამდენი მეტრის სიღრმით ჩადის ქვევით, ყოველთვის შეგიძლიათ გადაშალოთ, რა თქმა უნდა, და ჩაიხედოთ და დაასუსტოთ თქვენი პასუხი. The top of tube worm looks like a red feather, red plume, it says. Robot machines can be operated from a computer, of course. That's why they want to design and invent robot machines. Scientists are looking for other ways of exploring the ocean floor. Then in activity 2, as usual, you have some questions to discuss, to think, to express your opinion. Would you like to travel down the ocean floor? Why or why not? Do you think tube worms are fascinating, ugly, beautiful, or horrible? And why? Do you like tube worms, they ask? And what information in the land under the oceans did you know? What did you know? Right, so did რა გაიგეთ ოკეანის ფსკერის შესახებ და სიცოცხლის შესახებ ოკეანეში. Now, in activity 3, you should choose the correct word to complete each sentences. Now let's see, in the box we have the words like bottom, you know, bottom is another word for the floor, pskeri. Light up, when you turn on the light. Comfortable means when you feel comfortable. Pile up means when you make hill of something, pile when you put something and make it as a hill. And submersible that goes under the water. The scientists went down to 2,000 meters in a, of course, submersible. That's the only way scientists can go down, right? ხვდებით ალბათ, რომ მეცნიერები ჩავიდნენ 2000 მეტრის სიღრმეში, მხოლოდ ერთადერთი გზა, რითაც შეიძლება ჩახვიდე ამ სიღრმეში, ეს არის, რა თქმა უნდა, წყალქვეშა გემი. When fireworks exploded, they light up the sky, of course. Fireworks, I hope you know, фейерверки, როდესაც აფეთქდა, რა თქმა უნდა, განათდა ცა. The teacher said, please, your books on my desk. Pile up your books on your desk. დააგროვეთ ეს თქვენი წიგნები ჩემს საწერ-მაგიდაზე. The chair is very comfortable, of course. And there was a river on the bottom of the hill. ბორცვის ძირში ძირას იყო მიედინებოდა მდინარე. Now let's go to the workbook and see other exercises, what we have to do at home on your own. You will have to do it on your own, of course. Now you have to open your workbooks at page 92. Okay, you have to correct mistakes here. You have to put the word in the right place. The word is given in the wrong place, so you should circle the word and put it with the arrow in the right place, like it's done in the example. Now, in exercise 2, can you remember the missing words? They were all in the reading text. Complete the words. Much of the ocean floor is a plain, of course. That old house has 6 tall saguamurebi, and you finish it, okay? Now, page 93, again, reread. Read one more time, The Land Beneath the Ocean in your pupil's book again. And then match the descriptions to the pictures and answer the questions. See, you're given description. It can go down to 4,000 meters. Of course, you can guess as soon as you hear it, you can guess it's submersible, right? როგორც კი ის მას შეუძლია 4000 მეტრზე ჩასვლა. რა თქმა უნდა, როგორც კი ამას წაიკითხავთ, ხვდებით რომ აქ საუბარია სწორედ წყალქვეშა ნავზე. It can go deeper than 4,000 meters. It can be operated from a ship. It can it's robot, ხო? შეუძლია 4000 მეტრზე, შეუძლია გემიდან მანიპულირება და ასე შემდეგ. It grows on the ocean floor. Lots of animals live on it. It can be 60 meters. Chimney, of course. Then, how tall can a deep sea chimney be? How deep can a submersible go? Then you should answer the questions that are given below the pictures. And in exercise 3, you have definitions and you have words. You should match the definitions with the words like plain, of course, flat area of the land. The slope means where the land goes up and down, and so on. So today we have learned about the floor of the ocean, how it is, what parts does the ocean floor have. Then we learned about tube worm. We've learned about how scientists explore the ocean floor because it's so hard to explore. It's very cold and very dark, so they have special vehicles, so-called submersible. We learned about robots, that scientists work to make robots to explore the ocean floor. I think it was an interesting lesson. Thank you for listening and goodbye.